Welcome to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. In this podcast, we discuss the how-to of creating conscious leadership for business, life, and the world. With ordinary people doing extraordinary things and being truly in control of their own health, wealth, and happiness. Knowledge plus action with a plan creates magical results. Introducing your host, Julie Hogbin, author, international speaker, mentor, disruptor, and creator of conscious leadership, and property investor living in the UK. Alive. So where are we now with life and what can we do? A really interesting question. We are in a place we've never been before. What is this? This is video 3. So there are 2 previous videos on this subject. So please, if you want to, go and listen to the other 2. I'm going to do a whole series of them. I'm going to try and get them out to as many people as I can all over the place. And if you've got any questions, please ask. So my background is leadership and management. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. And I am a property investor and I'm a leadership management consultant. And a lot of what we're going through now is change. I've been speaking about that before. I'm not going to speak too much about that at the moment, but we're going through a massive change program. And the government, I'm looking at it, I'm analysing it as I do. The government's doing a pretty good job of managing us through the change so far. And my true belief, and I've not read the bill yet, and I'm going to, is that we're going to go through a lot more. So I've said before that there are 3 sort of states of conflict. One is when we can look at ourselves, look at others, and look at the problem. Then we go to look at self, look at the problem, and then we go to look at self. And we're going through a change curve, a change process. So there are various guises of how we are going to go through that, and we will all go through it at different times. So please have a look at the previous 2 videos. Follow me, get onto my podcast, Conscious Leadership Podcast, if you want to keep up with this and you're not always going to do the lives. I'm going to do as much as I possibly can to help as many people as I can understand what is going on for you, for your loved ones, for the people you're in isolation with. This is not normal. We are not psychologically programmed to manage with what's going on currently. We're in forced isolation. We're in forced isolation on our own, with some of us people we love, some of us with children, and some of us with people who we just happen to live with. So there are different groups going through this, and we've all got our own personal circumstances going on with it as well. So I thought I'd do this one to look at what's going on. So I'm a landlord, I've got tenants. Some of my tenants have lost their jobs. So I am supporting them going through their claims for the universal credit and for anything else they may be able to get. Now, for those of you that are in property, you know the government doesn't particularly like us, so we're getting no support with that. The only thing I can do is support my tenants to make the claims that they have to make for those of them that have actually lost their job and their jobs, and there are a few already. But I've been proactive and active in supporting them to get the claims through, because that's what I need to do. Because if they don't pay me, I don't get my income. Now, I've also just put my business accounts in, so I'm a director on another company, and of course the government don't particularly like us either. So there's going to be no or very little support from that angle, and that's for a lot of people. So we've all got our own things. Whoever we are, whatever we are, whether we've got money in the bank or not, some of us have, some of us haven't. Some of you have, some of you haven't. We're all in a very different place. I've housed a guy who 2 weeks ago, just when all this was starting, came over to take up a new tenancy, and his tenant, the landlord that he was moving into, basically told him, agreement's off, you're not coming in, you might have it. So he was fundamentally made homeless. Now, I also know that is going on. There's I saw something on a post in a group that there is a doctor and his wife, both in the medical profession, who have been evicted by their landlord because he's scared that they may get it. Now they will be people who will pay him his rent anyway. I know it's illegal. I know he shouldn't have done it, and it's against all guidelines, but there's some strange stuff going on. Now, I've just watched BBC News. I am keeping away from it as most as I can, because I know that the constant 24/7 negativity that is out there on the press, and it's all I've seen on the press, is not going to be healthy for our mental health. So we have to do other stuff. And then we have to be practical with that as well. So my thoughts are, there's always somebody with a worse problem than us. And I know when we're in conflict, which we all are, we're in conflict with ourselves, we're in conflict with others around us. Currently, we're in conflict with the government, we're in conflict. This is imposed change. We haven't chosen it. It's imposed. Now, we go through the same processes. Look at the video number 2 that I did about change. I'll do more of that. Going to ramp up. I actually sort of took myself into a bit of self-isolation. Thank you for that thumbs up. I actually took myself into a bit of self-isolation yesterday because I had a reality check that actually, I had a reality check, and I'd already been doing videos. So we're all going through this change thing in our own way. So what I thought I'd do today is look at what we can do. You know, some of us are okay for money, some of us aren't. Some of us have got access to credit, some of us haven't. Some of us have got mortgages, some of us haven't. Some are paying rent, some of us aren't. Some of us are paying rent and mortgages, some of us aren't. Some of us have been working their fingers to the bone to create a living. Some of us aren't yet out of the 2008 recession. You know, we're all in this together. So if we work together, we can get through it. Now, I'm saying that, recognising that we're all at different stages through the change as well. So I just thought I'd do some really practical stuff today about what we can do. So I live in a house with my business partner. Yeah, good on you, Cheryl. Resist, do your daily update to find out what's going on if you're not on the news and all the rest of it. But really manage, we all need to manage our exposure to all of this that is going on. I'm trying to do this in 3 places so I get the message out. So I've got 2 phones and an iPad. We'll see how it goes. If it's wobbling all over the place, please bear with me on this. I haven't quite got the system sorted out yet. I will. Trying to get to as many people as I can to support them. So what can we do? Right. So whether we are landlord or not, we may need to claim the UTC. I don't know how much that's going to be, but there is a process, there's a system. We need to do that, and we need to help our tenants do that if they are doing that. Now, I've got good relations with my tenant. It's part of what I do. I build relationships. They are talking to me and I am talking to them. We need to put in any claim that we can for what is on offer, regardless of whether it starts now or in June. If it starts in June, which is one of the things that has been said, it's going to be 3 months. So March, where are we now? March, April, May, June. It's going to be 3 months. So regardless of who we are and where we are, we need to somehow be figuring out how we get through at least the next 3 months if money is one of those issues for us. And for some it is and for some it's not. That's one thing. The other thing, I'll do more on this as well, is that the more pressure we are under, the more likely we are to expose ourselves and put ourselves up for stress. So we need to eat properly. We need to do the exercise. These have been government guidelines for bloody ever. They're common sense. But we need to eat properly, do the exercise, however we do that. There's loads of free stuff online. I'm posting links to it in the Union, which is a group I've opened up. So I'm putting everything in one place that I possibly can. All of these videos are going into one place. Plus the audios of these are going onto my Conscious Leadership podcast, which I'm going to start promoting more, because there's a lot of stuff already on there about motivation, about all sorts. So eat well, exercise. Now, the other and claim the UTC, put in any claims we can possibly put in as soon as we can put them in. Alcohol and smoking are classified as false friends. Now, initially, they will make us feel better. Now, I drink. I'm not holier than thou, everybody. I don't do enough exercise. I do eat well. I don't do enough exercise, and I drink alcohol, but I don't smoke. Alcohol and cigarettes, I've done a lot on stress management in the past. I rolled it out in a big UK-wide organisation. Alcohol and cigarettes are classified as false friends. They make us feel better short term, not long term. Now, what's the effect of that? That will give us a short-term relief, not a long-term relief. It will not keep us healthy. Plus, they lower our immune system, as does sugar and carbohydrate. It lowers the immune system. So think about how you're eating. Think about what you're doing. Plus, cigarettes are what, 10 quid a packet? I don't know. They're a lot. Now think about, if you could, and I know it's an addiction, I get it, as is alcohol, as is sugar, as is carb. I know, I'm with you. 10 quid a packet? Now, if you are in the bracket who needs income and you smoke, 10 quid a packet will probably feed you for 3-4 days if you cook right. And I'm not saying stop. Maybe I am saying stop because it's not healthy for you. You're probably in one of the higher groups if you are smoking. And if you're drinking too much alcohol, you're probably in one of the higher groups. This is not a health lesson. This is just thinking about some of the practical things you can do to enable you to be as healthy and as sane as you can be in this. So think about what you can do there. Now, the other thing, I've sort of gone back to, some of you know my mum died 20 months ago. I've come through a lot of grief with that. I've come through a lot of healing with that. But I'm sort of having in my head conversations with mum over this, and I'm actually happy that she's not here to see this because she would have been so worried and she'd have been trying to help people, and keeping her in would have been a nightmare. So I've come far enough through my grief to say, I'm actually pleased that she's not here in reality for all of this. As much as I miss her terribly, I'm still having conversations with her. But she would have been talking to me about the rationing through the war and how they managed. So one of the other things I'm going to suggest we try and do, I don't know how long this is going on, none of us do, but for those of us that have maybe got that potential income loss, we've got to get through the next 3 months, whatever that is for us, think about how we can do more with less on the food front. Cook healthily. Cook rather than live on takeaways, and there's a thumbs up on that. And actually, there's a heart on that one. Fabulous, thank you. Think about what we can do with less. Think about how we can use less but make more. And I saw a post the other day with someone that their daughter hadn't recognised where they'd cut, going to make it up, 500 grams of mince down to 200 grams of meat, and they'd put some black lentils in. She didn't know the difference. So think about how we cook. And this isn't all about cutting stuff out. This is about adding in the right things that will help us with their boundaries. So for those of us who are self-isolate or isolating with people that we wouldn't normally isolate with, we go on holiday. When we go with our family and we go with our children, and it's for maybe 2 weeks, maybe a week. Some people can, some people afford, leave the groceries on the shelves for others, take only what you need. Yeah, so shop wisely, don't hoard, there is no shortage. There never was a shortage, it just created panic. Thanks for that, Cheryl, good reminder. There's not a shortage, there wasn't a shortage. And I'm based in the UK, if anybody's watching this from other countries, clearly different in other countries, possibly. Oh God, now I've lost my thread because I'm thinking about panic buying. What was I saying? Somebody remind me. Oh yeah, we're in isolation with people that we would not normally spend time with. We go on holiday with others. We could take a month, 2 months, 3 months traveling the world. But it is because we've chosen to do that. This is non-chosen isolation. So think about who you're in isolation with, and think about how you can get your own private time and space away from that person. We are not used to being 24/7 with somebody. We're not. Now, I think video 1, I talked about how we have herd mentality and pack mentality and the alphas, alpha male, alpha female. We will be clashing if we're alpha, and that's not to do with age, that's to do with characteristic. Go back to video 1 if you want to pick up on that, or go onto the podcast. That's getting released on Monday. I am upping the episodes on that podcast. Absolutely, totally free resource. Please go and listen. Some really good stuff on it and some really good interviews. I am concerned about our mental health. I'm concerned about our emotional well-being, apart from anything financially. So in your own home, however you do it, in your own space, however you do it, create some space for you to be with you, for you, whether that's for business, whether that's to read in peace, whether that is just to sit in peace, whether that's to watch a program that you enjoy that nobody else enjoys within your home environment. Create your own space, however you do that. Even if it's sitting there with earphones on, with a red hat on saying, and they do this in offices, quiet time, peaceful time. Thinking about now people are homeschooling. This is not normal. Who's doing it? Is it falling to the mother? Is it falling to the father? Are you sharing it? You will both need to, if you have the joy of being a two-parent family. Remember, there are one-parent families out there as well going through exactly the same thing as this. There are families who are high risk. There are families who are already in isolation or self-isolation because of. So think about how you're going to be doing all of this. Please be kind to yourself. This is not the norm. We've never been here before. Completely unprecedented times. So look after you. Who's doing the homeschooling? Access the free online programs. There are universities that have put out free programs. There are people online doing free exercises in the morning. They brought the Green Goddess back, one of my friends has told me, and it's a very easy exercise for people who are older, should I say, or people who are just not fit. I'm not fit. I don't think I could go into a full Joe Wicks workout currently without doing myself some serious damage. Now, keep your laughter. You can only have one thought in your head at the same time, positive or negative. You can't have the both. So the more positive thought processes you can keep for yourself, the better off you're going to be. And that's where I'm going to suggest we rationalise how much news you're watching, what you are doing and how you're doing it. Think about what's going in here. Now, this is a great opportunity, and I know a lot of you are worried about finances. I know that. I get it. Do what you can as soon as you can about the finances, and also look at how you are, for those of you that are in business, look at how this is affecting your business, plan for the future, look at how you may need to pivot your business or how you get through this coming out the other side. We're not coming out the other side to the thing that we went in from. Some businesses are going to go down. Some businesses are not going to be required anymore. There's going to be a lot more online. There's going to be a lot more opportunities for a lot of people. We are in isolation. This is a fabulous opportunity to learn. I've even seen a decrease in people posting on social media over the last few days. It's been really quiet. That is in my feeds, in my threads, that is a real clear indication that people are doing different things. They're hunkering down, they're looking after self, they're getting further into the conflict. Now, recognise it in yourself, please, and recognise it in others and do what you can to support them through. I will be doing far more on communication and how it affects us when we are in conflict, because it does. So I've been talking about 15 minutes-ish now. I can't actually see any questions coming through. I can see people are watching and I can see sort of hearts and thumbs going up. If you have any questions on any of this, please ask on any of these threads. I am here to help. I'm going through this with you. You know, my income's just disappeared, not quite disappeared, but almost disappeared overnight. I'm doing what I can to make that better somehow. I don't quite know how I'm going to do that. I'm helping the tenants get the claims in, and I'm acknowledging that some of my tenants have their jobs, so that will be coming through. I haven't taken any mortgage breaks yet. I haven't asked for rent breaks. I actually live in a rented accommodation. It's really interesting how all these things happen and go round. The other thing, whatever you're doing with your finances, you know, ask for the breaks you can get from wherever you can get them from. Talk to your utility providers. Talk to your credit card providers if you've got debt on credit card. Negotiate on where you can save yourself money. I haven't got this for fact. I don't spread rumour and gossip because it's not healthy. I heard that the local authorities are doing 2 months break on the council tax. Now, they've still got to survive and run as well, so whether that will get extended, I don't know. But I've heard they're giving 2 months credit break. Talk to people. Now, I know the queue times are enormous. I've done it myself. I've been on lines. I had a mortgage or a remortgage going through last week. It finalised, but I pushed and I pushed and I pushed, and I didn't take no for an answer from various people. So there is a determination, politely, professionally, without panic, that can support you to get things done and through. Hang on to those phones. You know, if you've got, put it on, do some stuff and leave the phone on, you know, on what do you call it, loudspeaker, so you can hear it, so you can hear when you get through. You know, keep on doing this stuff. We have to, because we have to come out of this side survived. What's the right word? Healthy in the ways we can. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. I've got 3 going at the minute. I'm finding this quite interesting. I don't quite know how I'm doing it. I don't know what's coming across at the other side. I want to get these messages out to as many people as I can. I am going to do videos. I'm going to post them to my clients and my ex-clients to help them through. You know, lots of organisations have gone into remote management. They don't know how to do that. So please, if you're phoning people who are working from home, we as entrepreneurs, we as business owners actually choose that as an option. Lots and lots and lots of people don't. So it's affecting them because they don't want to be in isolation. This is coming at us from every angle. The healthier we can be, the better off we're going to be. The more we can recognise how it's affecting us and how it's affecting others, and then come into some form of joint professional behaviours within this, the better off we're all going to be. So I'm going to cut this one short. I'm not going to cut it short. I'm going to end it now. If any of you have any questions on any of this that I can help you with, please ask me the question. DM me, PM me, ask me on these threads. I have got a lot of knowledge around what this is doing to us and how we can come out of it. Now, I can't physically give you money. I can't. But the emotional side of it, the strategic side of it, the planning side of it, the option side of it, I can help you with all of that. And yeah, I can help you with all of that. I have got massive contacts. I have got all sorts of people I know that I talk to. I've got mentors that are putting out posts and lives and, you know, feedback and support and all of that. I can pass all of that on to you to get us through this in the best way we can. So I'm going to say, the more you know, the more you grow. You only grow when you put what you know into action. Stay safe, stay well, stay up to date, stay connected. We are not isolated individuals. We have to form the connection. If you want to, come and join the Facebook group Union. I am posting all of this in there with every link and every free resource I find for you, for children, for your business, from the government and from other places. There's lots of free stuff about. I have access to quite a bit of it. People also are posting in there stuff that they're finding. Pauline posted this morning about key meter, people that are on key meters. If you phone up, and I haven't established this for fact. If you phone up, you can get 2 weeks free. They'll send you key meters for 2 weeks or something. So again, you know, we're not all on mains, you know, and we're all home and it's cold. It was snowing here in Kent this morning, you know. So think about how we can help each other in this. If you get a piece of information, share it. Look after your neighbours. I'm in contact with 3 elderly individuals who 94 and 2 in their 80s, because, you know, the 94-year-old had already self-isolated. So I'm in contact with them already. I'm phoning them on a regular basis to make sure that they're okay and whether they need anything. And so far they're fine, they're okay. But, you know, think about if we can, and I know it's about us, I know it's where it gets to when we're in that really painful part of conflict. If we can bring ourselves out of that, we can help other people. So I'm going to say bye for now, everybody. I will get this system sorted and resolved as soon as I can, because I'm going to be doing a lot more. I did self-isolate. I had a big, huge, massive reality check yesterday, a big one. And as much as I was doing my accounts for the accountant, I was not ready. I physically couldn't do anything live to support anybody yesterday. I was looking after myself, and I was, but I'm back. So ask me any questions you want, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Conscious Leadership Podcast. You can contact Julie on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and Hear Me Out. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel for how-to videos and more content. And please message Julie to have your questions answered. Until next time, remember, knowledge plus action with a plan creates magical results. See it, say it, write it, believe it, and achieve it.